I should have put it together. Nicholas played us. He played everyone. There was never any Kosh to begin with. I don't know how Nicholas reinvented himself as a reclusive merchant lord, but he managed to do so. He could have been planning this for years. Bastard. We need to stop the wedding. Actually, we need Valora to do so. I think this can still work. Let's split up, learn where she is and how we can reach her. I need to come up with a very convincing argument.
I wish I could pull that off. Too many jangling bits. The moment I climbed a wall, I'd be my own alarm bell. I'm enjoying this a bit more than I should. To think, Walk Softly does this sort of thing all the time.
I wish I was off adventuring.
I just wanted some chicken!
Have you met my cousin, Magnifica Falora? Said not to embarrass her in this little backwater of a town. Very well, I told her. I'll keep my mouth shut by filling it with wine. Did I mention she's my cousin? I don't recall. If you hope to talk her out of this folly, the ain't no I've tried. She's usually much better at fending off grasping cretins such as this Kosh fellow. Hello. Your outfit contains a bit of silver weave, just like mine. Modesty is for the poor. If you were to continue my argument with my cousin, perhaps you could overwhelm her with reason. Say, what's your favorite drink? I can tell you prefer quality spirits, as I do. Then my palate is decidedly more refined than yours. The failing is mine. I mistook you for a far more interesting person. Excuse me, I must find a drink of demonstrably better quality than your own.
I need another drink like I need a head in the hole.
Everyone! I require your attention!
This is it. Stay close. Let's see if Nicholas makes an appearance.
It is an honor and privilege to introduce our host for the evening. May I present the impending husband of Magnifica Falora, Lord Kosh!
Welcome to my home. I must thank all of you for joining me on this momentous occasion.
That's Nicholas.
Please, eat and drink your fill. Soon, I shall speak to you not as a humble merchant, but as a noble of Tanith.
Nicholas is Kosh?
That's all we need, partner. Let's find Zira.
Damn it. I should have put it together. Nicholas played us. He played everyone. There was never... I don't know how Nicholas reinvented himself as a reclusive merchant lord, but he managed to do so. We need to stop the wedding. Actually, we need Valora to do so. I think this can still work. Let's split up, learn where she is and how we can reach her. I need to come up with a very convincing argument.
A lot of servers coming from the palace kitchens. Maybe they have a key.
Not again? I can't believe it.
Have you met my cousin, Magnifica Falora? If you hope to talk her out of this folly, the ain't no I've tried. Modesty is for the poor. If you were to continue my argument with my cousin, perhaps you could overwhelm her with reason. Say, What's your favorite drink? I can tell you prefer quality spirits, as I do. I knew it. And what do you prefer to pair with it? I can tell we have similar thoughts there as well. Lamb? How did a beggar such as you make it from Sentinel's back alleys? I insist you excuse me. I must drink until I forget our unfortunate encounter.
There's gristle in the camel milk, she says. Of course there's gristle. Who wants milk you can't chew? No job is worth this. The resplendent Magnifica Flora shan't require your attendance. Bah! Magnifica Flora's handmaid. Everything about her smells like roses, if you get me. Fusses over the bride like a doting aunt. She says the milk is for Magnifica Flora, but I know she drinks it herself. Some wine mixed in could loosen her up and cover up my spittle. She's not my patron. If you help me, I'll tell you whatever you want. The Somerset Hills 572 is subtle enough, but there's a group of fops who always hoard the bottles. Take one when they're distracted, or they're sure to cause a scene, which neither of us wants.
They should really make
Get me that bottle, and I'll tell you whatever you care to know about Magnifica Flora. Wonderful. Magnifica Flora's handmaid shall soon have her own bowl of milk wine, entirely free of gristle. Master Kosh installed her in his own bedchamber. It's upstairs, you can't miss it. Don't let the iron wheels see you. They're all through the palace like beetles on honey cake.
The palace is crawling with Iron Wheel. Lead the way. We'll follow from the shadows.
Who are you? How did you get in here?
Magnifica Flora, we came to warn you. Kosh is not the man he seems.
He's a merchant lord of Abba's Landing. That's one step above the scum they scrape from ship hulls. Is there any other grand revelation before I call the guards?
If you can barely stand him, then what does it hurt to hear us out? Go on, partner. Tell her.
People say this is not how I imagined my wedding to be. They tell amusing stories of what went wrong, trying to outdo each other's tales. Calling the guards on wedding crashers isn't one I've heard. Why shouldn't it be the story I tell? The Thieves Guild stole my dowry. In doing so, they upset my standing in Tenneth. But far worse, they desecrated the remains of my ancestor Denobia. When they couldn't remove the jeweled crown from her head, they separated it from her body. The merchant lords of Abaz Landing are exceptionally crooked. They buy from pirates who raid Tenneth waters and bandits who raid Tenneth roads. But plundering ancestral tombs? That is too far, even for them. Kosh, head of the Thieves Guild? You say he betrayed his own people to steal a dowry for some mad plot to marry a noble of Tenneth? If you are bards sent by my cousin, your imaginations are sorely lacking. Why not say Kosh rode a dragon? With what time? My escort arrives soon to begin the wedding. I have accepted my fate, as you must accept yours. Unless you can produce the skull of Denobia herself, you can tell your fanciful stories to the Iron Wheel. I have indulged this madness for long enough.
Magnifica Flora, are you almost ready? The guests are assembling within the palace.
Magnifica Flora is indisposed. She'll be ready in just a moment.
Do you intend to keep me here? Look around. There's nowhere to go.
From what I've heard of Nicholas, he'd never let himself be cornered. We should look for hidden passages. Did that cabinet just click? Those paintings, don't they seem a bit off? If Nicholas is an art lover, his presentation seems rather strange.
Well, well. A portion of the dowry Nicholas decided... And this must be Denobia's crown. Nicholas, you've doomed yourself. I knew Nicholas kept trophies from his heists. I used to smooth it over with the guild. One of his eccentricities, I'd say. Becoming Kosh hasn't altered his compulsion. He desecrated Denobia's remains, cut off her head. Now, we return the favor. I'll show Flora what Nicholas really is. She wants Denobia's crown as proof. I'll give it to her, along with her ancestor's skull. Once I have her attention, she'll listen. Find your way to the wedding crowd. Once Nicholas is revealed as a fraud, escort your date from the palace. I'll see you at the den soon enough. You're in charge until my return. Magnifica Flora, there's something you need to see.
Nicholas, but I don't see Zira.
Today,
Is this on straight?
Lord Kosh of Abaz Landing joins with Magnifica Flora, the jewel of Tanneth. It is my honor as a duly appointed officer of the Iron Wheel to officiate their union.
Stop! There is no honor in this union.
Guards!
Zira? You're alive? That is... What is the meaning of this?
More importantly, why do you have the desecrated remains of my ancestor?
The Iron Wheel is approaching. We have to leave now.
There must be some mistake.
Chief Inspector Ronbeek, take everyone into custody. I want this mess sorted.
No! It's too late for Zira. We need to go now.
Iron Wheel! Secure all exits! None shall leave the palace grounds! Question everyone here! Be thorough!
Fallora, my darling, I've been framed. I implore you to
Give it a
reconsider.
rest, Nicholas. Whining doesn't suit you.
Quiet, thief! You'll have enough time to bicker from inside your cell. Take them away!
Let's split up. I'll meet you at the den. The others need to hear what happened.
What is it?
Your date made it back before you. Informed us of what happened at the wedding. Don't blame yourself. Zira told you to leave. Yes, Zira's capture was an unfortunate turn of events. But Nicholas is the Iron Wheel's prisoner as well. A small reason to celebrate. Magnifica Fallora has her dowry, and Nicholas is behind bars. The Iron Wheel won't be here much longer. We'll have a chance at freeing Zira in the chaos of their departure, whenever that is. But that's more your call, isn't it? Zira said you were in charge until she returned to the den. That makes you the acting guildmaster. Boss? Just so we're clear, an acting guildmaster has no real power. But it makes you sound important, so we may as well call you that. Also, you get the blame if anything goes wrong. You know how it is. For now, nothing. Until we learn where they've taken her, there is little we can do. But we will learn. I'm certain of that.
As a merchant, the most I can lose is my business. But your guild has lost so much more than that. I am truly sorry.
Zira playing the hero again. I always told her she'd get herself caught or killed. I won't lose any sleep over this. That could have gone better.
The Iron Wheel has Zira. Aren't we going to do something?
Not until we know where they have her. But we will, I promise you that.
Silverclaw has information you'll want to hear. I sent him to the Den's library. The Iron Wheel is about to put Zira on a prison ship to Tanith. Silverclaw found out when it's going to happen. This is the only chance we'll have to recover our guildmaster before she's locked away in a Tanith dungeon.
Silverclaw, stop pacing. You'll wear a rut in the floor.
It helps me think. Now, where is the guildmaster? Or acting guildmaster? Or whatever you call it?
Look who's here. Your long wait is over.
I have good news, my friend! Chief Inspector Runbeak and the Iron Wheel will soon depart Hughes Bane. And the bad news? Zira will be sent to Tanith, where she will stand trial for raiding Aldenobia Tomb. Somewhere in Noshira Citadel, the Iron Wheel's preparations to depart causes much distraction. There is no better time to slip among their ranks. But I am not a part of your guild. You would know best what to do, of course.
We know where Zira is? Are we going to rescue her?
What do you mean, we? I'm retired.
Zira would do the same for any of us. Even you, Velsa.
The least we can do is hear out our acting guildmaster. So, what is the plan?
I know it won't be easy to recover Zira, but I'm ready for this. Just say the word. Lots of crumbling walls. I can scout the best approach, see if the Iron Wheel leaves anything less defended. They won't notice me. No one ever looks up. Let me see your map. This place, just outside Noshira Citadel? I'll meet you there when I've found a way inside. See you there, partner?
If we're going to Noshira Citadel, I can help. The Iron Wheel can always spot imposters. It's not the uniform. It's the mannerisms and protocol they follow. It's all part of their training. They cycle their soldiers between locations every few months. Keeps them from forming attachments with the locals. They see new faces all the time, so they're trained to spot certain mannerisms. Ones I've learned to spot as well, and impersonate. I just need a uniform. They change those too, small details here and there. We need one that can accommodate my tail. Oh, and bring the journal we used in Aldenobia Tomb. I have an idea, but until we know our entry point, I don't want to share.
I know that look. That's your tell Velsa to do something look. Why do none of you believe I'm retired? I could say it slowly. Retired. Did it stick this time? I only traveled to Aldenobia Tomb because I had history with the people who died there. But poking around the Iron Wheel's headquarters? Lunacy. I need a phenomenal reason to risk my life for Zira's. You did, and I am grateful. But rescuing Zira is a tall order. I'll do so on one condition. Promise to help Narani should she ever need it. I want her final years to be without the pain she suffered in the time that came before. I'm going to smash some stink apples at the front gate to draw the Iron Wheel there. The distraction will make it easier for you to get in elsewhere. What? You're temporary Zira. You think I ever let her tell me what to do?
Scouting successful. The Iron Wheel doesn't send patrols beyond the walls anymore. They're too busy preparing to leave. And there's some sort of commotion at the main gate. Seems they've pulled a few soldiers there to deal with it. A gap in the wall not far from here. There's a lone sentry. I already told Walk Softly. He's waiting for you near the gap. I'll head back to the walls. Keep scouting the Citadel exterior. Good luck.
Do you see the sentry? He keeps looking through the gate, rubbing his lips, waiting for one of his mates to come by with a drink. Let's relieve him of his thirst, then his uniform. We walk up. I present myself as a drunk, dapper Argonian. He challenges us, tells us to move along, then sees the bottle in my hand. I offer him a taste. He takes a long pull from one of Velsa's sleeping potions. We take his uniform. Try to look non-threatening, if at all possible. My good man, is this the gate to Boss Landing?
Halt! The Citadel is under jurisdiction of the Iron Wheel.
Never heard of that tavern? What do they sell?
You should move along. What, that bottle you have, what is that?
Delicious! Some wine from, Bergama! Why, you want some?
If you're offering, just a nip to get my blood pumping. Tava's tail feathers, it's awful! Ugh! What is that taste?
Something to which I'm immune. But he's right, it does taste awful.
My distractions worked, as expected. I'll stick to the shadows for now.
Here we part ways. Once I'm in uniform, I'll see how well I blend in. If I may suggest a course of action, the journal you brought contains the entire dowry heist, as planned by Nicholas. I think we can use it to our advantage. Chief Inspector Ron Beek has an office in the ruins where he entertains guests. If you were to leave the journal for him to find, there is little chance Nicholas could weasel out of the trial he faces in Tanith. Oh, and you could find out where they're holding Zira. Good luck. Don't get caught. If you do, we'll have to spring 2 guildmasters. Shameful times for the Thieves Guild. You go ahead. I'll abscond with our sentry friend's uniform. May need to trim it down. He was a rather brawny fellow.
I have no quarrel with you. My dowry is safely returned to Aldenobia tomb, as are the remains of my ancestor. Those responsible are in custody. Yet I am not entirely satisfied with the outcome. My former fiancé Kosh, that is Nicholas, has been very cooperative with the Iron. He claims he was duped, that stealing my dowry was Zira's plan all along. Zira has said nothing. Zira's price to surrender was the safety of those she brought along to the wedding. You and your strange little friend. Almost honorable in her own way. Nicholas lies, I know that now. But Chief Inspector Ron Beek has no evidence to the contrary. The town criers in Tenneth already proclaim her trial. Politics as they are, I cannot simply release her. But I can tell you where she is. And I can offer a lucrative proposal to your entire organization, to her directly, once you free her. Good. Zira is held in the prisons beneath us, but you must hurry. Chief Inspector Ron Beek plans to move her, to where I do not know. I'll escort you to the prison door. If you stay by my side, the Iron Wheel shall cause you no harm. Are you ready? Remember, don't leave my side or the Iron Wheel will think you're an intruder, which by all accounts you are. Almost there. Once you're inside the prison, you're on your own. You there! Unlock the door and allow my companion entry to the prison. Do not record this in the log.
As you command. You there, follow me.
Something about that soldier. No matter, you should hurry.
Iron Wheel uniforms aren't made for Argonian heads. I'd be sweating if... well, if I could sweat. You go after Zira. I'll wait for the others and escort them through.
And who might you be? You certainly don't belong. Who are you and why are you here? Straight to the point. Very good. I know where Chief Inspector Ron Beek took Zira. I'm willing to tell you. My only price is a single lockpick. I didn't ask you to free me. A single lockpick, from one thief to another. A tradition Zira began, which means bad luck for her should you break it. Ah, but we have company, and they seem ambivalent to the idea. Ah, walk softly. So good to see you again. Have you been?
Hunted. Missing too many dead friends.
And Velsa as well. I thought you'd retired.
And I thought you were dead. Seems we were both disappointed.
And who are you? I don't believe we've met.
I'm someone who knows better than to listen to your lies.
Nicholas in a cell. Somehow, it feels right. Nicholas could never pick a lock, unless he learned since the dowry heist. A lockpick would be nothing more than a thin sliver of hope, which you could deny him. Is his hopelessness worth Zira's potential imprisonment? That's up to you.
Nicholas wasn't lying. I figured out all of his tells long ago. He knows where they have Zira, which means the acting guildmaster has a decision to make about a lockpick. If Chief Inspector Ranbig personally moves Zira, we have very little time. A single lockpick won't do us any harm, and it gets us what we need. And I'll know if he's lying, so yes, toss one his way. Aim for the eye.
I've never met Nicholas before. Far as I'm concerned, I never want to see him again. Absolutely not. We can't know if he's lying, and we shouldn't risk him getting free. His help is the kind we don't need. And I overheard that transfer orders are stored in the warden's office. If we find nothing there, we trade him the lockpick. Do what you think is right, partner. I'll scout ahead.
Velsa is around here somewhere, and Quen must still be scouting. I'll keep watch. Oh, and the sailors are no trouble. It seems the Iron Wheel is slow to pay its debts, so they're happy to look the other way.
You'll be charged with desecrating Aldenobia tomb, a capital offense. Cooperate, and I'll argue leniency. And what are you doing here? The thief from Fulstrom Homestead, wasn't it? Why are you here? So you say to an unarmed man. You seem to have the upper hand, for the moment. This won't stop. The Iron Wheel shall not stop until there is a trial. Desecrating a family tomb, every noble in Tanith wants to see justice served. You mean Kosh? He insists he was duped by the Thieves Guild. His story doesn't completely add up, but Zira has not spoken since her arrival. Without proof, his story is the most convincing. Dowry heist? You name your crimes? I once gave you a chance to surrender. Instead, you attacked my men and fled with a valuable relic. I'm not inclined to take you at your word.
Chief Inspector Rumby!
The other thief? Surrender, all of you. The Iron Wheel is relentless. We serve a higher calling than gold or riches.
What? You seem the type to talk all day.
Zira, you aren't the only prisoner we freed. They're on shore and itching to come back to the Thieves Guild.
Yes, yes, a charming reunion. Open the cage so we can go.
I almost said something pithy like, "You're late," or "About time." But really, I'm glad to see every one of you. Even Velsa. Better now that I'm out of that cell. I can't wait to return to the den, after we've taken care of some business. Thieves Guild business. The Iron Wheel thought to save themselves another trip to Tanith. They loaded this ship with contraband. But we're going to steal it. We're going to take everything they squeezed from Abba's Landing. Everyone, listen up. Quen, good work freeing the prisoners. There are a few more on this ship. Break them out and send them topside.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
What do you
We'll need
want?
them to strip this vessel in the docks of whatever they can carry. Belsa.
Don't bark orders at me. I'll set traps near the prison door. Slow down any Iron Wheel come to check on the ship.
Good thinking, Velsa. Everyone, be quick about your work. Don't linger or we'll end up back in a cell. Once you have all you can carry, grab a boat and row hard for Abba's Landing. Let's go!
Might I say, you are the most magnificent Magnifica I've ever met. You elevate the cesspit of Abba's Landing with your very presence.
Who are you again? Apologies, Magnifica. We have much to discuss when timing is more convenient for us both.
I'll see you at the den. I have a few things to discuss with Magnifica Falora.
Such an audacious display. I look forward to our future dealings. I will smooth things with the Iron Wheel. Nicholas is their only prisoner to stand trial now. A shame Tanith's ire shall fall entirely upon my former fiancé.
just a small donation.
It's so good to see Zira again.
All right, I'll admit it. You may, provisionally mind you, be somewhat competent. But don't let it go to your head.
The guild has given me so much. It's time to return the favor.
I know what the new recruits say about me. How they call me the Lizard of Thieves Bane. They say I do unspeakable things. They are not wrong. Just pulling your tail. I just like to keep the new recruits on their toes. Builds character. Never leap into water when you don't know the depth. I wasn't here, but I wasn't cowering like a newt just free of his shell. There were things that needed doing. Now they are done. All to the benefit of the guild. Do I? I suppose that I do. It was earned with the blood and entrails of others, though, I assure you. You're too easy to fool. I do enjoy making the new recruits tremble. The guild has reclaimed its position of power in Abaz Landing. Our new arrangement with Tanith might even make us more powerful in the long run. It all depends on how the wind blows, and if the merchant lords don't cause us too many difficulties.
Until I spent time in a cell, I didn't realize how much this place had grown on me. It's good to be back. But it's better to have robbed the Iron Will of their dignity, our guildmates, and a dockload of ill-gotten goods. With what? They can't look to Magnifica Flora for help. She hired the Iron Wheel to recover her dowry. When they did, she stopped funding them. After what we took from the Iron Wheel, they'll barely have enough to ship Nicholas to Tanith. What they'd planned to do with me, they'll put him on trial. A show trial because the people want revenge. When he's convicted, well, I hear the guillotine is popular in Tanith. But Nicholas is the past. I'm interested in the future. Never waste an opportunity. Huh. Nicholas used to say that. Well then, let's see what Tanith nobles think lucrative means. As for the rest of you, I'm naming you as part of my Thieves' Council. I'll need those I can trust in the coming months. Yes, even Velsa. Counselor Emeritus, if it suits you.
This calls for a drink. Or 5. Where's Andari?
Huzzah! Meaningless titles.
Don't be so, well, you.
My apologies for interrupting. Your Lord Thrag escorted me here. Magnifica Flora requests Zira call upon her at the earliest convenience.
I'll have to celebrate later. Opportunity waits for none of us, whatever title we have.
What would you have us do? Stare at one another until your return?
What does it matter to you? Aren't you retired?
Semi-retired. And what would you suggest? Hold hands and sing songs?
Hardly. The only tune you know is grating.
I think I'm starting to like you.
It's good to be back. I used to hate this place when we first moved in. It's really grown on me. She told me as much at the wedding. For the merchant lords of Abaz Landing to be kept on a leash. I think that's a service we can provide. It gets us a foothold in Tanith, and who knows where that could lead.
I'll enjoy holding this over Zira's head for the rest of her life.
We did it, partner! That was exhilarating. Beyond the part where I thought the iron wheel was going to cut me in half.
The Thieves Guild is restored. I grieve for lost friends and cohorts, but I know they would be pleased to see all of us succeed.